The social impact of going vegan to address the polar ice meltings. Today, I will be talking about social impact of going vegan to address the polar ice melting. The problem we have is that the meat consumption in the world is the reason for around 25% of all carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases we have around the world. It also takes up half of the world's habitable area. This is because of the mass production in very unsanitized and bad areas for animals to grow up in. And that the animals get killed very quick in a machine just to be shipped to a fast food, for example, McDonald's, which stands for majority of meat consumption in the world. Because of greenhouse gases let into the air, infrared lights go into the planet's atmosphere, and because of the vast amount of lopsided greenhouse gases, they stay in the atmosphere, bouncing around, trapped in the lopsided greenhouse gases for a longer amount of time, which heats up the planet, which finally melts the polar ice caps. Melting the polar ice caps might not sound as a big problem, but when you look at the consequences of it, you can see that the sea level will rise, which will flood many cities and even countries, for example, the Netherlands. It will also cause a higher chance of natural disasters like volcanoes, tsunamis, tornadoes, which will make the planet a less livable place. My chosen solution for this problem is going vegan. If the whole planet went vegan, yes, there would be a lower amount of greenhouse gases, and many people would say, but what would happen to all the animals that are bred for food? But what they don't understand is that in this capitalist world that we live in, demand equals supply. And if there isn't as much demand, as many animals won't be bred to be eaten. I don't think it's very hard to understand. Though the whole planet going vegan is very hard to imagine being realistic, but if it happened, it would be very effective. Scientists are working very hard to find new technology to lower global warming, but the main problem here is that humans just consume too much and waste too much food. The main solution here is to go vegan and eat less food. It would also work to go vegetarian or just lower the consumption of meat. There's a Paris Agreement that was signed the 22nd of April 2016, which is about how the environment. All governments in the world agreed to stay well under the 2 degrees Celsius cap. Changes in diet are the most important. Staying under 2 degrees Celsius is mainly for the countries around the world's governments that have big problems and they need to work on it. Restricting producing food and also oil is very important for a global climate. The social impact of going vegan is huge. Firstly, humans can feel like they are contributing to the positives of our society. Veganism is a large factor of animal rights, which means that they need to live in a habitable and natural area before being killed for food, which eventually will happen. China, United States, and Brazil are the top 3 for producing most meat in the world. China produces the whole of 88,156,383 tons of meat annually. The United States stands second with almost half of China's production of 46,832,946 tons meat annually. For a presentation of how much this is, the Titanic weighed 52,100 tons, which means that they will need to create over 1,000 Titanics to show how much meat China produces annually, and that wouldn't be enough. Argentina is the country that consumes the most meat per capita, with 97 kilograms per capita, them holding a population of 45 million people. The large amount of fast food that the meat production in the United States goes to is one of the main reasons why the obesity percentage in the United States is at an all-time high of 42% with adults. That means around 10% are severely obese and 30% are not as severely obese. It has increased by 26% since 2008. Global warming is one of the most dangerous problems for humans, but since it isn't as alarming as the coronavirus, it won't get as much attention. Of course, the most important at the moment is to get rid of COVID. Don't get me wrong. But also, more conservative and right-wing voters believe that it's a liberal hoax, that global warming is a liberal hoax, similar to everything that goes against them. And this has been created by Facebook and social media, giving them a voice and giving people making conspiracy theories. Yes. There's also the president in Brazil, which you can see in the bottom left. He is called Bolsonaro, which he is very anti-science, which means that he doesn't believe anything with the global warming. He also hid the Amazon fires that were a huge thing 2019 for long to keep Brazil's image clean. But the most educated people know how big of a problem it is, though. There are several positives of going vegan, and here I'm going to state some of them. Going vegan can help the planet. You get many very healthy nutrients into your body naturally, and you also get more healthy because going to fast food and eating meat, the meat in fast food is very bad for you. The negative is that there would be very complicated to get so many people vegan, and according to The Independent, there's a new study stating that going vegan is the single best way of reducing your global footprint. The strengths are that it would be effective, but the main weakness is that many people enjoy eating meat. Me too. I would say that for most people, going vegan or vegetarian 80% of the time and eating meat 20% of the time will be the best option for people not wanting to go completely vegetarian or vegan. Going vegan won't solve the whole problem of the ice caps melting and global warming, because we have several problems that have been a combination which have created the global warming. But a combination of going vegan and decreasing oil fuel transportation could help very much to decrease global warming. The discussion about social impacts of going vegan to address polar ice melting is a very tense question in our society, since many people aren't interested in going vegan. And neither do they care about the alarming climate changes. In this video, I spoke about how it would help to go vegan, since the meat and food industry are the reasons for 25% of our atmosphere's carbon dioxide. Here is my bibliography with all the links and the pictures that were used.